Hey guys, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys, well, we have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Girardi, because it looks like a creditor of Erika Girardi's husband is now demanding that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star's former $10 million Pasadena mansion be closed on. Now, you guys know that Ronald Richards is not going to miss an opportunity to tweet out about this, and that's exactly what he did. So we're not only going to cover the Page 6 article, but his tweets. It's a lot. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so Ronald Richards, he put out just a couple of days ago, and this has just been spiraling, but he put this out, not he's spiraling, but the information is continuing to come out. He put out breaking: the second lien holder of Erika Jayne's former house has moved to foreclose. What is nauseating is we have offered more than, the first and second liens so that the public victims can see the former home and take depositions there. Okay, then he moved on and he put this out. Here is Karen's motion in which she lays out the lifetime support that has been in arrears for 24 months. The debt service on this property has to be $40,000 per month approximately. The minimum takeout number is around $6.6 million to cover commissions and fees. And he wrote, in a surprise development, Karen Girardi, Tom Girardi's first wife, filed papers for the relief brought by the second lender. She discloses that she is owed $10,000 per month and her bill is now $245,000. This brings just the secured liens to about $6,070,000 and the debt service is about $40,000 a month. After that, he tweeted out just 13 hours ago, here is the listing history for Erika Jayne's former house. The trustee and his agent have rode this asset for 399 days. This delay cost approximately $1.5 million of equity being eroded off of the house, and it is worth far less than what it was originally listed for. They need to get realistic really quick. The last tweet that came out says, here is Karen's proof of claim and recent docket. She tried in vain to get the court to order Tom to pay her $10,000 per month support in 2020. Since 1989, she never moved to increase her support, while Erika Jayne was getting $120,000 per month on average. And he put one of those emojis with the money signs in the eyes and the green tongue out with the money sign on the green tongue. Now, getting back to Page 6 in this whole article, it's being said, the Pasadena mansion, once shared by the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne and her husband, Tom Girardi, has failed to find a buyer, and now a creditor wants it sold off at an auction. According to court documents obtained, one of Girardi's many creditors, Arsani, has asked the court to move forward with an auction of the 4-bedroom, 9-bathroom, 10,277 square foot home. Girardi and his law firm, we know, were forced into bankruptcy in December of 2020 amid accusations of embezzlement. This is I feel like this is the saga that never stops. It's coming out from Radar. Radar's reporting on it. Page 6 is reporting on it. Ronald Richards is reporting on it. There's so much information that continues to come out. That's why I found it interesting when Erika was saying on the show that she's sort of over the bridge. And I'm wondering, what bridge are you over? Because this isn't stopping. I feel like we've seen so many articles continue to come out. This is just one after another. And I mean, it's wild. Now, many of the now disbarred attorney's former clients had the same story. They hired Girardi to represent them in a legal battle when he secured a nice settlement. This is where he secured the settlement. However, they claimed once it came time for him to pay them the money, that he had excuse after excuse. His alleged financial victims also have covered this, include orphans and widows who have lost their loved ones in a plane crash, along with the fire burn victim who was injured in a gas explosion. That would be Joe Rui Gomez, and that would be the PG&E explosion. Erika has been accused of benefiting from her husband's alleged misdeeds, and she has denied having any knowledge. Now, one thing that I found interesting about this was we were waiting to see if Sutton Strack was going to recant on some of her comments that she made about Erika and not necessarily knowing if she knew anything, but she was caught up with by a media outlet recently. It was a couple months ago. And they asked her, where do you and Erika stand now? And do you take back anything that you said? And she's like, listen, I've learned to be a little bit softer on Erika, but I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't say that I fully believe that she didn't have any knowledge of anything. Now, that's what Sutton thinks. I don't think Sutton has any proof of that, because if she did, well, that would be an issue. But I think that she's just giving her opinion, because if there was proof of that, Erika would have bigger problems. As of right now, they're maintaining she didn't know anything. As part of the bankruptcy, the court appointed a trustee to take control of Girardi's properties and assets. A plan was put in place to sell the once respected lawyer's property to collect money for the creditors. One of his biggest assets was the home that he shared with Erika, and the trustee put the property on the market in May 2021 for about $13 million. Now, Ronald Richards is saying it's worth about $6 million. The price was then slashed to $11.5 million by June, and then was cut down to $9.9 million, followed by $8.9 million. And the current listing price is $7.98 million, almost cut completely in half. That is wild. In his newly filed motion, it was explained that Girardi's home has liens totaling $23 million filed against it. He points out that the trustee has failed to sell the home since taking over in January of 2021. In court documents, it was said that the sale of the home would bring in a substantial amount of money to pay off Girardi's debt, including the $3.2 million that he owed them. The judge has yet to rule on the motion, but RadarOnline.com previously reported that Erika is being sued for $25 million as a part of the Girardi bankruptcy. And the trustee is demanding that she returns $1 million spent by her husband's law firm on bills for her company, EJ Global, and she's moved to dismiss the case, but has been unsuccessful in convincing the judge. It just doesn't stop. Now, they're also giving Ronald Richards credit, saying that he was the first to report the news, so I don't want to leave that out either. My big question here is, how long is this going to play out? I feel like we've been talking about this for almost 2 years. I think it's going to be about 2 years in October, and I know that these things take time, but I can see where Erika on the show is like, I'm exhausted. It takes everything for me at one point to get out of bed. She talks a little bit about it on the show where she was at one point drinking too much and mixing things, but she was ordering Taco Bell and waking up and not even realizing that she had Taco Bell, and she would see wrappers and be like, well, what is this? I couldn't imagine what it would be like with the way that she's maintaining, not having any knowledge, waking up every day to headlines just ripping you. So that'll give to her. But I think the problem, and I've said this so many times, especially on our Beverly Hills recaps, I think the problem for Erika is that she doesn't come off sympathetic, empathetic to the victims. I mean, she in one breath is telling Garcelle, I can't say anything because when you're in a legal battle like mine, every single word that you say can be held against you and it can count. But then in that same breath, she's also saying, we don't even know if the victims weren't even paid. And then Kyle and Dorit are like, so wait, are you saying that the victims could have been lying? And she's like, And Garcelle's like, no. And she's like, So that's part of the problem. Now, not to mention putting that next to her comment with Crystal Kung Minkoff, where she's like, I don't give a about anybody but myself. And you think it's cool to be on the side of the victims? All of this adds up. And this is why people are not sympathizing with Erika Girardi. I mean, I feel like this could be an easy fix on her end, but I'm not Erika Girardi, so I don't want to tell anybody what to do. Guys, with that, I want you to go ahead and comment below. What are your thoughts? And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to go check out our memberships intro video that we just posted this morning. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend and happy Saturday. Bye, guys.